Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go over understanding and interpreting the critical values. So we have a pharmacist thinks the average number of prescriptions for antibiotics per week is decreasing. The pharmacist finds their test statistic to be negative 1.92 and the critical value to be negative 1.73. We want to determine if there is enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis where mu is greater than or equal to 67. First, we want to keep in mind that our test statistic and our critical values are in terms of z-scores, but our mu, our null hypothesis, is in terms of our data. So if we keep that in mind, in order to turn our null hypothesis to work with the z-scores, and we don't have to translate our test statistic and critical values back into our original values, we can just say, okay, since these are z-scores, my mu is going to be 0. So we want to see if it's greater than or equal to 0. And so 0 would be this line. So mu equals 0 is that line. So we want to see if our data is less than 67. Okay, our null hypothesis is greater than or equal to, so our alternate hypothesis is less than. So I'm just shading in what our null hypothesis is. Okay, so it's the red area. Our critical value is our z-score at alpha, whatever that was, is negative 1.73. And that's going to be down here in the negative area. So to the left, it was about here. It's pretty close, negative 1.73. So that critical value is our line that tells us anything on the other side of it is important. Okay, that our data is likely from a different population than our null hypothesis population. So this is important. So if we get any values to the left to a more negative number than our critical value in this particular case, then our data is from a different population than our null hypothesis. So we like our alternate better. So we'll be able to reject our null hypothesis. So now our test statistic, so our test statistic, z-test, is negative 1.92. Now that's also, I should have changed the color. That negative 1.92 is really close to negative 2. So negative 1.92. Okay, so that's smaller or more negative than our critical value. So we're looking at our area here, or the value is related to that area. Okay, so that's farther away from the mean than our critical value. So yes, there is sufficient evidence. There is sufficient evidence to reject the null. The null hypothesis that our mean is greater than or equal to 67. I hope this helps.